I am worried that my little girl may have seen my husband having an affair. I was bathing our two daughters, 5 and 2, about a week ago. When I was drying them off, my daughter was talking about being naked and how you're only naked in private and for things like taking a bath. I told her yes, that's true. Then she said, that lady was naked on Daddy. I was confused. What do you mean? Daddy and that lady were naked there. She pointed to our bed. What the hell? I asked her who the lady was, and she shrugged like she obviously didn't know. I can't think of what possible scenario she could have seen that could have been misconstrued as a naked woman by my husband. My mind was kind of blown, and I can't stop thinking about what she claims she saw. He's on his phone a lot. Always texting people. I haven't asked him why he always has his phone glued to him, even in the shower. I feel uncomfortable demanding he hand over his phone. He gets up very early to go to the gym now. Going to the gym isn't new for him, but he used to go after work. Now sometimes he goes before work and after work, supposedly. He is constantly horny and has been for the past few months. I've asked him what's wrong with him. He says he doesn't know, but it's like he's 18 again, and he's constantly getting hard and can't stop thinking about sex. He never had a problem in this area, but he was also never like this. He's become obsessed with sex and constantly wants it. At first, it was flattering, and I felt desired, and he wanted it seemingly from me so often that I never imagined he could be cheating. Now I'm wondering why he suddenly went from being a normal man with a normal health sex drive to being like a teenage boy. None of these things by themselves is super suspicious other than what my daughter said. She doesn't know anything else and has nothing further to share with me about what she saw or what Daddy was doing, and I don't want to involve her any further. What would you make of this? Do you think I'm being overly suspicious? Should I just come right out and ask him what in the hell our daughter was talking about? I've thought about it, but if he has something to hide, I don't think he'll admit it to me that easily. Thank you for any help with this one. OP give us more details with her answers to some comments. OP, he's on his phone a lot more, I think. I don't know if he deletes messages. I never have a reason to use or look at his phone in that much detail. He's been maybe even nicer to me lately, more attentive, more touchy-feely. His looks and grooming habits haven't really changed, but it's not like he was ever a slob in that regard. He has become very opinionated about my pubic hair. I know that sounds weird to say, but I'm only sharing because this is completely anonymous. For our entire relationship, he's been like, I like anything that makes you happy when it comes to my pubic hair. Lately, he has thoughts on how he wants it to look. We've been together for over 10 years, so I did think that was a little out of the blue. I feel out of the loop. What are some of the different encrypted chat apps that people might use when cheating or trying to hide who or what they're talking about? OP, I asked her when she saw it, but she couldn't remember. Since she's only 5 and doesn't have the best long-term memory at this point, I'm assuming it had to be recently. We have iPhones. I don't know anything about how to access any of his messages or anything like that. I'm in my early 30s, but I'm totally an idiot when it comes to technology. OP, he's always gone to the gym. He's always worked out. He's definitely become a lot more into fine-tuning his routine and his body over the years. He's in great shape, but he's been that way for years. Nothing new. He doesn't seem to be getting bigger, and he's never expressed interest in being big. He's definitely into a more trim, toned, and defined look. I guess it's not impossible, but it's hard for me to believe. He's like a health freak, so I can't see him shooting steroids. Next, we have the update. Update, 7 days after the first post. I posted about a week ago about my daughter making a strange statement about a naked woman on top of Daddy in our bed. The original post can be found on my profile. Sorry, I don't have the energy to recap it all right now. I was overwhelmed with how many comments it got and was unable to respond to most of them there. This past Friday night, I brought it up with my husband. I didn't really want to bring our daughter into it, but I felt like mentioning this strange thing she said that she saw would be the least accusatory way to bring it up. Like, you'll never guess what she said. His reaction was just to laugh, but it was a genuine laugh, not a nervous laugh. He said, yeah, probably when she peeked in the door like 2 weeks ago, but you were busy. He was laughing the whole time he told me this. He said, that time it took me like 30 minutes to finally come, that's why. I lost it. He didn't want to tell me he lost it and had to get back in the zone, if you will, because he knew I would have jumped off and ran to see what she needed. For that, I'm a little upset with him. What if she needed something, felt sick, or was scared? He claims she peeked in the door and immediately left, that he had noticed the door crack open, but she left, and he didn't want to interrupt what we were doing to say, guess who just peeked in here? I don't know if I believe it completely because I still think it's crazy that I could have been that into it that I wouldn't hear the door open. Logistically, yes, my back would have been to the door if I were on top, and he could have easily tilted his head so that she could see if he was him, and he could have seen that she was there and then left. How would she assume it was some random, naked lady? He says I don't use my mommy voice during sex. It was dim in the room. She only peeked it, and she was probably very confused and wouldn't imagine her mommy would be naked and doing whatever weird thing she just saw me doing, acting so funny. I kept telling him I didn't believe him. I didn't believe him. He was insistent on saying yes, it happened and I didn't notice. I was really enjoying myself, and he's sorry if it makes him an asshole for not stopping me so I could run after our daughter, who probably needed nothing and just wanted to come sleep in our room, which she frequently does. He was like, seriously? You think I'm cheating on you and that I'd bring somebody here when I was alone with our daughters? He handed me his phone. I told him I didn't want to look at it. He insisted I look at it and go through everything to prove himself. I asked him, what about his increased sexual drive? He claims he doesn't know why he's so horny all the time. He's just been working out a lot and eating healthy, and he claims he's just super attracted to me lately, like I've become even more attractive to him since I gained like 10 pounds. I asked him about the multiple gym trips per day. He told me that's just what works for his schedule right now, and he just has a routine he's really into, but he can change it if it bothers me that much. I asked him if he's on anything. He was like, on any what? I said, anything that could enhance your results at the gym and also make you super horny. He said, hell no. I wouldn't take any of that stuff. I asked him about my pubic hair. Why so opinionated about it after years of not caring? He said it had absolutely nothing to do with anyone else. I removed way more hair than normal, sort of by accident, not too long ago, like a few months ago, and he said he thought it was really hot, just something different and fun, and it felt really good. He seemed so hurt that I thought he might be cheating, but I also found it ridiculous and almost humorous. I have to admit that I don't feel 100% about it, but that might say more about me than it does about him. I'm not going to install nanny cams or hire API. I'm going to try to do what I should have done before, which is to trust that he's telling me the truth. To end, we have some comments. Comment. Everything he said is reasonable, and he was so quick too. He didn't turn it back on you, didn't deflect, and didn't accuse you of craziness. Then he just offered up the phone. I'd say to believe him. It doesn't seem suspicious. Comment. Classic Redditor plot twist. He saw the original post and deduced it was about him and had time to figure out what to say to justify it with help from comments. Comment. I giggled at the story he told because it sounds genuine and like something a dad in the middle of good sex with his wife would do. OP, while you want to make sure you don't just accept things, his response does seem very genuine.